Stay put, my boy, the train is on its way. I said stay put, my boy, each dog has its day. Stay put. She called me a bitch, it's been years how I spot her. Seen how much of a bitch I be, buried her soul when I blocked her. I contemplate they mental health, but for sure I be no doctor. I bet he will still fucking lame, I doubt that will ever change. Is there any hope as I sit up at the end of this bed? Tired of the re-up, covers got me losing sleep instead. Thinking about little niggas with no education, no rap sequence, teeth fucked up. Don't know about insurance or family dentist. Piece of the sky opens up, he realizes enough for what he's born with, anger. Mixes it in one hell of a cup. At times I sit and ponder about the opportunities I never had. Even though I'm borrowing time, most niggas will never have. I guess 2020 is a golden year for me. 27 on my jersey, claiming clarity.
Bedtime stories, you know what it is. Let's get it. Let's ride.
Back into myself, good vision and good health. I seen a dream hit a nigga when he widened up his nose. I seen a dream hit a nigga when he widened up his nose. I seen a dream hit a nigga when he widened up his nose. I seen a dream hit a nigga when he widened up his nose. I seen a dream hit a nigga when he widened up his nose. I seen a dream hit a nigga when he widened up his nose. I seen a dream hit a nigga when he widened up his nose. I seen a dream hit a nigga. He stood there declaring what was already his. Even though time seemed to slow, there he was, train lights shining on him like showbiz. He stayed woke long enough to see it. Ha! The train is on its way. The train is on its way. I told you, young man, every dog has its day. Stay put.
All right. Welcome to another episode of Bedtime Stories. We appreciate everybody for rocking with us. At the end of the day, please, when you step into the building, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Beyond the Book 7 is the YouTube channel. If you just type in Beyond the Book by Dr. Kimbrough, it'll definitely come up. Bedtime Stories as well. We are on 6 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays. We are on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So be mindful if you want to catch us live. It's only Tuesdays and Thursdays, unless there's a moment where we have to get something out and we want to definitely feed the people with something that they're looking forward to. Please be reminded, though, however, it is only Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. We got a packed show tonight, and I actually want to make sure that we get to a couple of these topics. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the first one here. It says here, missing inventor. Julian Brown's mother says he is safe after he went dark online following ominous Instagram post. So we're going to jump into that. If you guys don't know who this guy is, they're calling him the person who's turning plastic into fuel, diesel fuel. And I've actually, if anyone knows this guy, he was in Chicago maybe a little while ago, or maybe in Indiana. He has about 1.7 million followers on Instagram. This guy is and I want to see if I can actually find his Instagram, Julian Brown Instagram. And he is somebody who, he has 2 million followers right now, guys. 2 million followers. He has been inventing. Now, honestly, when it comes to turning plastics into diesel fuel, maybe it has been done before. I'm not sure if it's been done to the liking of this, because other processes to complete something like this is expensive. It does cost a lot. It's just not cost effective. When people talk about, hey, how come we just can't make everything clean energy and provide some sort of relief, economic relief, I guess, or just relief in general? when it comes to energy? How come we just can't make it all clean or recycle things? And, you know, it's because it costs a lot of money to do. And unfortunately, companies aren't in the business of making people's lives better. They in it for the dollar. There's no surprise there. But this is the guy. Let's see if we click on one of his videos. It says here, it's official, folks. My plastic diesel I make from mixed, unsorted, and dirty plastic waste passes the diesel test certification. I flew out to Vancouver, Washington to visit ASAP Labs, the guys who tested my fuel in the flesh, and to see the whole setup, and it was amazing. I want to thank every single one of you who have always believed in me and never doubted that it will change the world. And to all in doubt, here is your scientific evidence of the good work at hand. So it seems like he has the support of a lot of people. See,
I can't go into too much detail, but there is some very, very odd stuff going on. I'm certainly under attack right now in many different ways, and I just want everybody to know to just kind of have your eyes open. And I have my eyes open, but there's a lot going on. So I'm still working. I'm still building. Nothing's gonna stop that. But I'm just telling you guys right now, be on the lookout because I'm under attack. All right, listen, everybody.
Now, if you guys don't know, there's a man who turned water. He turned water into, he provided a mechanism that allowed cars to run off water. White man. He turned up dead, probably like he was at a bar. He came out. He said they poisoned me. Look it up. We believe in Google. Just type in man assassinated over creating a mechanism that allows cars to run off water. They killed him.
You know why I hate sunscreen?
So, I'm not saying that they trying to do anything to this guy, but I wonder why is he in hiding? Like what? I mean, somebody was joking, talking about some. He owed child support. Now this is what he's using. This guy has a whole lab, which is crazy, remarkable, but also that's crazy.
I was not injured in any way during this because this was one of the most dangerous things I've ever done, and that says a lot considering this, you know, that over there, that distiller, that's the same one that blew up on me. You know, the led to this. So yeah. All right, everybody. Today, I'm going to be doing probably one of the most dangerous things I've ever done in my entire life. You see these humongous pipes down here. Well, they're going to have to go on the top of this machine. There's so many reasons why this is dangerous. And like I said, that's why I'm live streaming. Just like the diagrams, the schematics I showed online all those times ago. It was like a few months ago. We need these on top.
So he has a microwave reactor and it's turning plastic into diesel fuel. So we have some remarkable minds out here doing phenomenal things and contributing to society however they see fit. Remarkable things. Us normal people, I'm included. When we talk about people who are, let me pause this for a second. Talk about people who are actually not only intelligent and smart, but they got something different going on. You know, genius level type stuff. This is what it is. To understand chemistry, to understand what the hell is going on when it comes to turning plastic into diesel fuel, doing it for over 5 years, having your plastics, your mechanism and your actual gas certified.
Ladies and gentlemen, the hoist system is held up. Winch has done it. There it is. It's up. Unfortunately, my bolts are too small. These are 3/4 of an inch. I need to get 7/8 of an inch bolts to be able to have enough torquing capability to close this gap and seal the face. And so unfortunately, I cannot complete it. But it was very, very, very scary to do this. Very much a fight. The hoist system held up great. This winch held up amazing. The wood all looks fine. the blades it loaded inside this top chamber. I need to go ahead and put the rest of the plumbing pipes the top of all of these fittings. I also need to go ahead and complete my general pipes for the reactor. I need to set up the high pressure lines, which will go into these tanks over here to store the plastic made natural gas. I've been having an issue, unfortunately. I bought a vacuum pump, oilless vacuum pump, and it's been defective. So I've been going back and forth with the manufacturer to get a replacement. Who knows when that's going to come? So that's going to suck to get the machine under vacuum with this tiny one for now. Get all of this under vacuum and this big chamber. But yeah, and then I also have to do more electrical work and pneumatic air work to get this big valve plumbed in. And then there's another valve up here that's going to be the same. I have to do that, hook it up with the relays. Oh yeah, I had a small electrical fire that happened here. I fixed that, don't worry. And I'm so grateful that I was not injured in any way during this, because this was one of the most dangerous things I've ever done. And that says a lot, considering.
So obviously this guy, he is on another level and he should be respected. A lot of us have not gotten out of the house, yet alone have gotten out of any sort of textbook that we may have come across that that we try to say, hey, you know what, this textbook has given us all the knowledge that we could bear. And this is an individual who has scratched the surfaces of places we probably would never go. I want to know how he's doing all of this and who's funding him, because this is a lot. This is a lot of stuff. So yeah, he probably breathing in that toxic plastic, man. All right, so let's get to the article. Let's get to the article. It says here that missing inventor and influencer Julian Brown's mother says that he is safe. So she says that he is safe after he ominously claimed that he was under attack from a new technology in an Instagram video earlier this month. I can confirm Julian is safe, but in the best interest of his security, I'm not able to provide any information. When I looked at this, I'm like, what do you mean in the best interest of his security? I'm not able to provide. So Nia Brown told the Daily Mail her son, 21, a scientist with 1.8 million followers on Instagram, has not been heard from since July 9th after he posted a video telling his followers that he felt he was in trouble. He's only 21 years old. You look at some people like, man, what have I been doing with my life? Have I just been working a job my entire life? Like, what have I been doing? 21 years old. He sounded like he was like 35. 21 years old. All right, listen, everybody. So this is Julian. All right, listen, everybody. I can't go into too much detail, but there is some very, very odd stuff going on. I'm certainly under attack right now in many different ways, Brown said in a now viral clip. I just want everybody to know. So just kind of have your eyes open. I have my eyes open, but there's a lot going on. I'm still working. I'm still building. Nothing's going to stop that. But I'm just telling you guys right now, be on the lookout because I'm under attack. He added. So the young scientist gained popularity online after he created a product called Plastoline, which he says is able to recycle plastic by transforming it into gasoline. Fans have speculated since the video went live that Brown was in serious trouble. One follower said, "This is what we were worried about, brother. Stay safe, man." Another said, "I feared this day would come. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep saving the planet and our people from the lies that we're being told." Brown's achievements were in Forbes magazine. It's company. So he has a company called Nature Jab. Was highlighted for its use of microwave. So essentially, he's combining the efficiency of microwave heating with the functionality of a conventional pyrolysis plant to reduce plastic waste. Ahead of creating his company, Brown was selected as a 776 Climate Fellow, a 2-year program that recognizes young people for thinking of innovative ways to tackle climate change. He also received so this is where his money came from. He also received a $100,000 grant from Alexis Ohanian, co-founder of Reddit and husband of Serena Williams. Okay, good deed. But hope to gain even more support from larger agencies, including the creation of a GoFundMe to support his new invention. The fundraiser, Support Solar-Powered Plastic to Fuel Invention, has raised $30,000, a total that reportedly skyrocketed since the inventor went silent. Wow. So since he went silent, I have been self-taught in turning plastic into fuel for years, Julian said. And now I will need your help to raise money for the most powerful and important upgrade yet. This will be my first official invention. The first in the entire world, continuous, solar-powered, microwave. Pyrolysis reactor. Okay. So, all right. Phenomenal. I think that, number one, I'll say this. I'll give my take on it. This is amazing, number one. Number two, I would love to see, he has the backing of the people, at least on social media and also in funds, 30 grand. I don't believe that any company or institution that has billions of dollars will let a guy like this turn their company upside down with any, I don't give a damn if it's truth or not. They're not letting no individual, white or black or blue, do anything with their company if they're worth billions. They'll kill you first. These are just the facts. I'm not, not being like malevolent, right? So for the people who aren't malevolent or tyrannical or have any sort of hate in your blood, we should appreciate people who are looking to go this far. Now, it looks like he's been stressing over this because he has aged. He's probably aged 10 years. This guy's only 21 years old. I thought this guy was at least 35, man. But that's the price of greatness sometimes. I've had my own gray hairs fill in. Kudos to Julian Brown. I hope whatever's going on is not serious. I hope we don't wake up and he's laying in a ditch with plastic all over him and they do him dirty. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Crazy work. But we done seen it. We've seen it. So that's what's up, man. Real quick, as you guys come in, please, like the video, share the video as well. We're going to get to our next topic. So looking here, man, unfortunately, there has been a NYC gunman who has essentially, again, we don't see this a lot. We normally don't see black people doing mass shootings. These are just facts. Ain't nothing prejudice about it, really. But we have a black guy who has completed a mass shooting per TMZ. So NYC mass shooting gunman worked as unarmed security guard. Okay. Shane, is this a black guy? Is he black? I mean, I guess he would be considered black. He looks Asian. Well, -1 for black people, okay? Shane Tamura, the gunman who killed 4 people in Manhattan, including a cop, on Monday and seriously wounded another, used to work as an unarmed security guard, TMZ has learned. You guys remember when there was a mass shooting? I forget the name of the guy. Somebody pull him up, white guy. They took him to McDonald's. I kid you not. Police takes mass shooter to McDonald's. What was his name? Dylan Roof. Very famous. Cops took this guy to Burger King. I mean, a cop see a black man driving. We know traffic stops ain't ugly. A cop see you driving, they pulling your ass out the car. Get out the car, man. Didn't we tell you to roll the window down? Now he's snatching the door off. They took him to Burger King. He said he was hungry. Man, can I please go to Burger King? New details are emerging that happened. The man who allegedly killed 9 people, man. He walked in and killed 9 people. Sometimes I forget some of the stuff I done seen. It's so crazy. Police reportedly bought the 21-year-old food from Burger King. Food from Burger King after these people writing these articles. King after he was taken into custody approximately 250 miles northwest of Charleston following a 16-hour manhunt. You got a 21-year-old killing 9 people, and you got a 21-year-old doing something productive with his life, inventing, trying to make the world a better place. Just ain't fair sometimes, man. It seems like. All right. So back to the story here. It says that a man, black guy, okay, black and Asian, look like a rep for Securitas USA, a prominent protective security services company, tells TMZ Tamura was previously employed by the organization and worked in Nevada. Let's look it up. Let's see what's going on.
Feel healthier and more.
These ads, man. See. I want to look at that. But let's see. So it sounds like the company didn't see any red flags when hiring him, with the rep telling us when he was hired, he completed all required background screening requirements and his work history was unremarkable. We're told Tamura went on to resign in 2021, but the rep wouldn't elaborate on reasons why. ABC News reports up until yesterday's attack, Tamura was living in Las Vegas and had a job as a surveillance department employee at the Horseshoe Hotel and Casino. Okay, let's Is this him? Did they? Let me see. A rep, prominent protective services company, tells TMZ Tamura was previously employed by the. Did they pop him? Let me see. This got to be him, man. Because I'm not sure. Was he, he took 4 people with him, though. Man, yeah. I'm not sure if that's him, though. Let's see. While Tamura didn't carry a gun in the security guard days, he was seen walking into 345 Park Avenue in broad daylight with an assault rifle Monday evening before unleashing gunfire in the lobby and on the 33rd floor. What? Yo, he was living Vice City, man. Grand Theft Auto. He looks calm. He looks like he's not fazed, though. It looked like he planned this. He's not worried about it at all. Suspect entering building. Tamura killed 3 people in the lobby, including an off-duty NYPD officer, before making his way to the 33rd floor and killing a 4th person, then took his own life by shooting himself in the chest. Authorities later found a note in his wallet claiming he had CTE and blaming the NFL for his brain disease, whose offices are located at the Park Avenue address. Wow. Yeah, this is a tough one. This is unfortunate. I mean, it says that he took out, geez. I mean, just imagine you just living your life and some guy comes up and blows your head off. This is crazy, man. Before unleashing gunfire in the lobby and on the 33rd floor. An off-duty NYPD officer, and before taking his own life. Wow. All right. Craziness.
trust no one.
You know, so
We don't trust you niggas. We don't.
I don't trust no motherfucking body.
We don't trust you.
all right, so here's the deal. We want to look at something you know, about CPS, but before we do, there's an article that I really want us to check out. Well, I'm gonna read it to us because it's my job. So, Chicago Sun-Times. Education Department says it will release billions in remaining withheld grant money. This is going to be a good segment. This is going to be a good segment, people. So please buckle up. All right. So CPS has undergone some of the weirdest changes in the last year. Education Department says it will release billions in remaining withheld grant money for schools. President Donald Trump's administration had withheld $6 billion in funding on July 1st as part of a review to ensure spending aligned with the White House's priorities. Okay. So, let's see. I wanna read this. Let me refresh it. So I believe I have to watch this just to read more. But it says here, let me see. Actually, I don't know why Chicago sometimes is on that with me. Let's see. Let me see. Trump releases funds. Let's see if the Washington Post will let us. Let's see. Jesus Christ. Why? I mean, we gotta pay for everything now. I like the New York Times, but Education Department says it will release billions in remaining withheld grant money for schools. Okay, here we go. So, Washington, the Trump administration is releasing billions of dollars in withheld grants for schools. The Education Department said Friday, ending weeks of uncertainty for educators around the country who rely on the money for English language instruction, adult literacy, and other programs like after school programs. President Donald Trump, Jesus Christ, man. Okay. President Donald Trump's administration has suspended more than $6 billion in funding on July 1st as part of a review to ensure spending aligned with the White House's priorities. The funding freeze had been challenged by several lawsuits as educators, Congress members from both parties, and others called for the administration to release the money. Congress had appropriated the money in a bill signed this year by Trump. Last week, the Education Department said it would release $1.3 billion of the money for after school and summer programming. Without the money, school districts and nonprofits such as the YMCA and Boys and Girls Club. I worked at the YMCA as well. I also had some time spent at Boys and Girls Club. I sung at the choir when I was a youth. YMCA. I've been a part of the YMCA family for a while. Had said they would have to close or scale back educational offerings this fall. The Office of Management and Budget had completed its review of the programs and will begin sending the money to states next week, the Education Department said. Republican senators pressed the Trump administration to release the money. Okay. A group of 10 Republican senators on July 16th sent the letter imploring the administration to allow the frozen education money to be sent to states, saying the withheld money supported programs and services that are critical to local communities. The programs are ones that enjoy long-standing bipartisan support. U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito said Friday. She pointed to after school and summer programs that allow parents to work while their children learn in classes that help adults gain new skills, contributing to local economies. In withholding the funds, the Office of Management and Budget has said some of the programs supported a radical left-wing agenda. Okay. Whether you're part of the left or the right, you're all part of the same bird. Democratic Party was once the Republican Party. We share your concern, the GOP senators had written. However, we do not believe that is happening with these funds. School superintendents had warned they would have to eliminate academic services without the money. Okay? That's important. School superintendents had warned they would have to eliminate academic services without the money. On Friday, AASA, an association of superintendents, thanked members of Congress for pressing to release the money. Grants supported camps and other programs for working families. In Harford County, Maryland, some of the withheld federal money made up more than half the budget. Wow. More than half the budget for the district's annual summer camp for kids learning English. Okay? The money helps the district hire certified teachers to staff the camp, incorporating learning into children's play for 4 weeks during the summer. The program helps kids keep their English and academic momentum over the summer. That's pretty important. Things like this help kids, no matter what color you are, helps kids carry over what they learned in the previous year of school. This is why when you take those standardized tests, you have third graders going into fourth grade, they take their universal screener, you see, wow, wait, how this kid's test score says that he's like, I don't know, beginning third grade, or his level is at like second grade, or the scores say he needs more help in reading comprehension when last year it says that the score said that his reading comprehension was above grade level, 50% or above. This can help offset some of that. So this is important. Teachers don't do this. Teachers, they teach that year, and hopefully, kids are still learning and still honing in some of those skills. This is why some schools, they send summer packets, which is warranted, in my opinion, to help them make sure that they hone in the information needed for fourth grade or whatever grade they're going to. The district serves roughly 1,100 students who are non-native English speakers. Many of them are born in the U.S. to parents who came to the area seeking job opportunities, often in the restaurants or warehouses that have popped up in the past decades in the region northeast of Baltimore. During the school year, the soon-to-be-released federal money pays for tutors for kids learning English. On Thursday, more than 350 children filled the second floor at Bel Air High School for the second-to-last day of summer camp. Young learners crowded around an alphabet wheel, jostling with each other to push each letter button as they thought of food starting with the letters from A to Z. All right. The grants that were under review included $2 billion for teachers' professional development and efforts to reduce class size, $1 billion for academic enrichment grants, often used for. Okay, so they're breaking it down. They're breaking it down now. So this is what President Trump did not want to fund. They're breaking it down right now. The grants that were under review from Trump administration included $2 billion for teachers' professional development. Oh, by the way, my dissertation involves analyzing professional development and its impact upon fostering agency and improving professional growth. And there were some eye-openers, some aha moments. I'm going to just say that. I'll also say we don't need $2 billion for it. I'll say that. And efforts to reduce class size. $1 billion for academic enrichment grants. We don't need $1 billion. We got people, we got enrichment school teachers who aren't doing their jobs, who aren't learning health inside of physical education, the aspects of sports and making it colorful, making it engaging, building out processes so students can also enjoy themselves and actually learn How are, you know, people who are teaching physical education? There are some good physical education teachers out there, but how are they being assessed? What numbers are you guys carrying the funds over for? How do you justify the funds when it comes to building out systems to allocate the money to schools that need them for the programs? How are you doing that? Often used for science and math education and accelerated learning. That's important. $890 million for students who are learning English. $376 million to educate the children of migrant workers, and $715 million to teach adults how to read. It added up to millions of dollars for the nation's largest school districts. Chicago Public Schools is the fourth largest school district. So I'm assuming they're in there. Data available from the census for 3 of the grant programs, teacher development, academic enrichment, and bilingual education, shows the Los Angeles Unified School District, for example, received $62 million in the 2022-23 school year. Philadelphia School District got $28 million, while Miami got over $24 million. Smaller districts got more modest amounts, but they still would have presented sizable gaps in their budgets. Okay. All right. Well, let's walk through this. So, of course, you know, I like doing my homework. I love doing that. And I want to walk through what exactly is going on here. So I'm going to move myself here. And we're going to take a look at some of this stuff, man. That's what we're going to do. So it says here, CPS layoffs and federal funding. What's the real story? Okay. So you have this. Okay. You have CPS budget crisis, the big picture. So CPS, Chicago Public Schools right now, is facing a $734 million deficit for the school year 2025-2026. So that's what's going on right now with Chicago Public Schools. I'm giving you the backstory right now of why so many people were laid off, potential jobs and potential open opportunities for people were sliced. People lost their jobs, crossing guards, teachers, after school programs. People were just laid off. So this is the real story. I'm giving you the real story behind these big organizations, institutions, places like Chicago Public Schools. Contributors, pension cost spike. So people's pensions, the cost of it increased. So money's going there. And I was talking to a fellow educator. Why the hell do y'all keep increasing my pension? If I'm not working at a school that's, you know, contributing 7 out of the 9% or 9 out of the 11%, stop increasing my pension, man. I'm trying to live the best of my years before I turn 65. Then when I turn 65, you take some of the money. This is a game. You keep increasing the cost of my pension. The more money that's in there, the more you can take out. Who y'all fooling? You're not fooling anybody. Delayed local state revenues. Budget gap grew by $200 million more than projected, okay? So the budget gap grew by more than $200 million. Okay? So they have to budget more. Layoffs and staffing cuts. 161 employees laid off. 161 employees laid off, mostly central office staff. So when it comes to CPS, 161 total employees laid off. This is straight from the CPS budget. The information I'm giving you is straight from the CPS actual budget. 87 crossing guards cut, 15% of the workforce. 209 vacant roles eliminated, including 19 teacher positions. No schools completely lost crossing guards, okay? So that's good. You still have some crossing guards to get the kids across. Federal funding freeze. So when it comes to the federal funds, the federal funding, not having pretty much the schools not knowing where their money will come from, the usual account of a bread that they're getting, it scares them. So what they do is to account for that, even if it's no matter where the majority of their money comes from, if they don't get a sizable amount, like in the billions, which was seen here, I mean, it's not, they won't necessarily get billions, but the bigger companies will get a hefty chunk of that. They start cutting positions. And because of the people who lost their jobs, they don't understand. They have no clue about not only understanding this, but you have administrators that come to them and say, hey, you have to lose, we don't have the money to pay you because either it's either coming from two ways. It's not extremely hard. They try to sell you the BS. I've been to plenty of interviews. Ask some of these people direct questions and they walk around a can on you. But you got to know what you're talking about. So it's either coming from two places, from above them or from them, from mismanaging the budget. That's it. Some things can happen. You have to have a funnel for miscellaneous expenses, things that go wrong at the end of the year. You may or may not have funds that come in for the number of students per class. You have salaries, which is the biggest part of most schools' budgets, should be the salaries. And then you move on from there. Some of these schools have people in place that have no clue how to run an actual budget. People paying for 5-6 things of curriculum and got 5 or 6 other types of curriculum stuffed in the closet. So I understand why President Trump was reluctant to just give money to educators who have no clue on what to do with them, or have been doing the same thing for 20 years and have no clue how to actually run or implement education for the betterment of the students and staff, because we have to take care of our staff so that they can take care of the students. There's no way for 20 years you implement, the No Child Left Behind Act, you implement that so that the structure and how students will respond and how the people above you and the institutions will get money based off the student scores. Now you got people manipulating the scores. And because of that, you implement ESSA, the Equal Success Student Act, Equal Student Success Act. You implement that to take responsibility off of the standardized score testing. And then you pretty much change that as well. So we need to get some bright minds inside of the Department of Education. Trump admin froze $6.8 billion in K through 12 federal education funds. When superintendents or whoever else who's at the top, when they see stuff like this automatically says to them, hey, I'm not cutting my check. What can we cut? Impacted grants for after-school English learners. You have institutions, more than 50% of their student body are English language learners. So I understand Donald Trump in this situation. I have an issue because with schools with more than 60%, some schools have 60 to 80% English language learners. So they need that money to fund curriculum that has multilingual accommodations, not direct translations, because students could just read the direct translation and not get the actual accommodations that they need. When we dive into the weeds of this stuff, we understand when it comes to MTSS and English language learners, you want them to test out. The goal is for them to learn so that they can actually grow out of that. Some English language learners, they take a test called All Access. They need, I think, a 3.8 out of a 4, something like that. I can't really, remember the exact numbers, but they need a certain score to test out. When you can't pay for the requisite curriculum, when you can't pay for actual accommodations for parents when they need to go home, when you can't pay for certain staff so that they can be not just have a translator for each classroom, but put the correct staff in place so that students can be helped properly. That's what goes. This is what they're talking about. and teacher training, professional development. About $5 billion released on July 25th after national backlash. Okay, so he got backlash from it, released it. Cause and effect, freeze versus layoffs. Okay, cause and effect, freeze versus layoffs. So you got federal grants make up 16% of the CPS budget. I'll say that again. Federal grants make up 16% of the CPS budget. CPS layoffs started before the funds were released. So CPS, before even the announcement, CPS was already in the hole, over $700 million in the hole. So somebody is not taking care of the money that is being allocated. Now, it's when it comes to making change and change processes, certain things are easier said than done. You have to have a huge amount of people on board, and then you have to have support. And you have to follow certain steps. I like Connor's 8 steps of change, if you ask me. But I digress. No official statement links layoffs directly to the freeze. So let's make this clear. When it comes to the freeze, they were already laying people off before then. This doesn't help, which we'll get into. But they were already laying people off. So when they see that money is being frozen, it does not help the fact that they actually want people to not have a job, essentially. Primary driver here, the massive local budget cap, not just federal delay. Okay, so the massive budget cap, the budget gap that they have, which is $200 million. That's extensive. The road ahead. So let's look here. Funds may help restart after school and English language learner programs, which is great. Crossing guard roles and pensions unlikely to benefit from grants. So y'all may not be getting y'all job back. Budget finalization expected late July, early August. That's another thing. The budget, why does the budget come so late? If we do this every year, can we put things in place so that teachers and staff and administrators, superintendent know exactly what they're working with beforehand? Now, I know it may not work like that. You may have different variables, uncontrollable variables they take into account. But how come certain charter schools know they need this certain amount so that they can actually pay the teachers that were there last year and 8 years before? That's understandable, which is probably why I was laid off for becoming more qualified for the position after teaching the 4th grade classroom. But who knows? I know you need a teacher in there. I was only going to be getting paid like $65,000, bro. It wasn't a lot of money. I just think we need smarter people running the institutions. We need smarter people in period. It's too many ignorant people I'm looking at. More cuts of school consolidations possible if gaps persist. Of course. Final takeaways. Let's get to it because we already at 6:58. Layoffs mostly due to internal budget deficit, not just federal freeze. So internally, somebody's creating job loss. Federal delay added uncertainty, but wasn't the main cause. Okay, we knocked that down. Funding now released, opportunity to rebuild program services. CPS faces ongoing financial pressures and tough decisions. I want us to take a look at this though. So this is a visual snapshot. The funding and layoff gap. So CPS funding and layoffs, the scale of impact. So this is important, and I'm gonna tell you why this is important. Quite simply, this chart shows how a funding freeze measured in billions ended up costing Chicago its most essential workers, like crossing guards who protect our kids and, every single day doing for our kids, which is not easy. You're in a room with 22 to 25, sometimes 30, 32 kids, not your kids. You redirect them 2 or 3 times. You're trying to make sure that they learn. You're working with 4 or 5 different programs that are assessment type programs, so you have to build progress monitoring tools out, teach them, instruct, build out things, make it engaging, use UDL practices and all this other jargon, MTSS. It's a lot, bro. You're not paying teachers enough. Teachers aren't done inside the classroom. They have to go outside the classroom as well. You not only aren't paying them enough, but you know what you do? You lay them off. The system got bailed out here, but not before real people got pushed out. I'll say this. And end it, man. We dealing with a lot of different things that we don't have any control over. I've talked to plenty of cool people today, and they confirm the things that I'm saying. Some people have grown more cynical a lot faster. I'm one of them. And at the end of the day, you have to actually put yourself in the best position to win. That's pretty much all it is for me, especially if you're black. You need to put yourself, forget what everybody else talking about, bro. The people that's living next to you don't have the answers. When Kanye told Sway he ain't had the answers, he was right. Now Kanye, he developed an influence. He was able to sell his shoe by himself, cool, make his bread. But put yourself in the best situation to win. You don't control what's happening up top. If they gotta let you go, they gonna let you go, man. That's just how the world works. These big institutions, they don't care about the little man. They don't care about the little man. I had to create, I'm creating my own lane. I had to create my own lane. I had to create a platform for other people to get on. We pioneers, man. We pioneers. Everybody ain't looking just to be handed down directions and stress out. We gonna do something about it. It's doers and it's complainers, man. You know what it is. As always, as we do, you know? And the simulation provide a demonstration to the higher power showing who you are. Only then do we soar across the pages of life. Until next time, levitate.